Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. This is your Monday, let's call it a mortgage minute, or we'll call it mortgage 5 minutes. This is the state of the mortgage industry and the lending industry as a whole on April 6th, 2020. So let's get to it. Let's talk about everything I see that is still funding and still moving smooth. Conventional loans, VA loans, FHA loans. At least in our limited experience, those three loans are still moving smooth. Those products are still around. They are tightening guidelines on FHA loans, and they'll be tightening guidelines on VA loans. But these are all still closing and all still strong as of today, Monday, 4/6. Okay. Conventional loans, the same thing. The big challenges with these loans right now are the late verification of employments, which means in the past, lenders would check to make sure a borrower has a job, 3 weeks before closing. Now they're doing it 3 days before closing, or a day or the same day of closing. This can cause delays. Now, it hasn't caused any day-long delays for us, but it has, in a few instances, cost us a few hours at the closing table. Very uncomfortable few hours at the closing table. Now that we've been able to deal with some of these new rules, now we've gotten that time down to about 30 minutes, but everyone should expect potential delays because, hey, lenders want to make sure that borrowers still have a job. Okay, would you lend your money, your personal money, to folks that may or may not still have a job? So it makes sense. These changes are happening almost on a daily basis. They're happening very rapidly. So, whether you're working with us or another lender, just be a little patient here. We had an instance where we had to hunt down we couldn't get a hold of the HR department. So we hunted down the CEO, found his cell phone number, and we called and called and called until he answered and verified employment. So me and my team will still do whatever we have to do to get these VOEs and make them happen. Luckily for us, nothing's delayed a closing for a day, maybe just a few hours. And like I said, now it's down to about 30 minutes extra work the day of closing. Okay. All right, let's talk about loans that are not going so well. Fortunate for me, I don't have any clients in these products, but I feel for folks who are having these disturbances. So non-QM mortgages, right? The bank statement loans and investor cash flow loans, people who don't qualify for conventional loans. A lot of the non-QM lenders are closing their doors. They're ceasing funding loans, even if they were approved last week. I'm seeing a lot of banks and lenders close their jumbo loans down for now. And so, these are just higher risk loans. And some of these lenders have liquidity issues. I even saw the biggest one I know of, Angel Oak, close their doors. Last time I heard, they had $10 billion, or at least a $10 billion line of credit. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that, but Angel Oak is very good. They'll be back. But they've closed their doors for a while. So if you've got if you've got borrowers or somebody's buying your place with a non-QM product, you better call. You better follow up. You better get clear if that's going to happen or not. Next, I recommend 45-day closings for most deals. Okay. Yes, we're still getting them done. Some of them done in 30 days or less. But to be safe, listen, appraisers are not that psyched to go into people's houses right now. People are not that psyched to have appraisers in their houses. Servicers are being overwhelmed with calls. Lenders are being overwhelmed with calls for people who want to refi and for people who might not be able to pay their mortgage next month. So bear with us as we go through these challenges together. I highly recommend any purchase contracts being 45-day closes and refis to in addition to that. Yes, some people are still closing in 30 days. But give yourself a little breathing room here, and give us a little breathing room. That's my recommendation. The good news, at least on our end, we are still funding all our deals, and we're still funding them on the day we said we would fund them. We haven't had any fall apart yet because of this stuff. And that's let's see, our last closing was last Friday afternoon. So as of last Friday, we haven't lost any deals. That's good. And we're facing some challenges on specifically these verification of employments that just make it harder. So be patient with your lender, whether it's me or somebody else. I'm very fortunate that I have a team that is a lot smarter than me, and they're getting this stuff done. So anyway, there's your quick nitty gritty. Oh, let's talk a few other things. Investors and self-employed people. Let me add those, and then we'll call it good for this Monday. Investor loans. Usually there's a smaller spread between investor rates and owner occupant rates in terms of loans. So investors, just because you or your friends are getting in the low threes for owner occupied property does not mean you're going to get 3875 on your investment property. Okay. The spread is significantly bigger than that. Second, investors, again, not all lenders are allowing income from the investment property to count in your debt to income ratios. And many lenders are requiring investors have larger amounts of reserve capital. Okay, so they have more money in liquid form ready to pay debt service than than was required even a month ago. Okay, so I'm working with all my investors to talk through that, and we're just building our game plan. And finally, self-employed borrowers, expect your self-employed numbers to be a little lower. Some lenders are saying, hey, reduce the self-employed numbers by 10% or income by 10%. Some are saying 20 or 25% to be safe. Again, lenders are just trying to make sure that they're going to lend to people who pay these mortgages, okay? So it's like that. Now, this isn't all gloom and doom. There's always opportunity here for everybody. But we need a little more brain power. We need a little more patience. We need a little more perseverance. And we're still going to get through all these. So I have never been more grateful than I am right now for my team and, of course, my clients and my power partners. So thank you. If you need anything, just give me a call. I'm working every day of the week. So if you need anything, just reach out. Happy Monday, and you'll hear from me next Monday. Okay, bye-bye.